We're back in Cleveland on another bright and sunny day. Breezy today. There's the Detroit lineup for A.J. Hinch. It is the exact same lineup that he used yesterday, with Gleyber Torres hitting second behind Parker Meadows. And that lineup will take its swings against Tanner Bybee. In the regular season, he was 12-11 with that .424 earned run average. 26 years old, 6'2", 205 pounds, out of Mission Viejo, California.
Yeah, and in September, we talk about a guy that was kind of finding himself a little bit. He found himself in September. He used that cutter a lot more, and his changeup is the equalizer. We'll see a lot of those today as they move forward.
He's ready to go. 68 degrees at game time. And a breaking ball dropped in by Bybee for strike one to Parker Meadows. And Bybee misses up and away. This is just the third time all year that A.J. Hinch has used the same lineup in back-to-back games. On the ground, and a diving stop by Brian Rocchio, but then he couldn't come up with the ball cleanly. And he got up as if he might have injured himself. And he's still trying to walk something off. His glove's on the ground, and it's an issue with his left arm. He's waving the trainer away. It looks like Stephen Vogt wants to go out there and make sure his second baseman's all right.
Yeah, one of those plays when you're diving to your left side, getting that hand caught up, you want that glove to stay in the air a little longer. It looks like he got his wrist rolled over. What a heck of an effort, though, to try and knock that ball down and get it. Oh, yeah, you see the hand go back there. Luckily, the glove came off and didn't get stuck in the grass. That could have been a little bit worse for him.
Looks like a left wrist injury.
There's a lot of little muscles and ligaments in there, too. So just double check, and he looks to be okay.
So Meadows is aboard. Tigers didn't exactly rip the cover off the ball yesterday on their way to victory. They had just 5 hits. Meadows did not have one of them, ending a 7-game hit streak in the postseason to begin his playoff career. So here's Torres. Gusty breeze blowing in from right center, and bright sunshine. Throw to first to keep an eye on Meadows. Not exactly easy circumstances for DeLauder in center field to make his major league debut with the bright sunshine and a gusty breeze. He's played only 33 games in center field in the minors. Good cutter dropped in by Bybee for strike one.
And we've seen that cutter back-to-back first pitches. Again, if that is on and it's staying down in the zone, it's going to be pretty good for him.
And right on cue, a fly ball to DeLauder in center field, and he drops the ball. And his first chance as a major league player in his first big league game, just the 6th ever to make his debut in a playoff game, battling the sun and the wind. He commits an error.
Yeah, and you see right off the bat, he looked a little uncomfortable seeing the ball. Once it's hit, he got a view of it again. Hits the base of his glove. Couldn't get a good feel of it there. What a tough start for this Guardians team, who need to get going early here, especially on the defensive part.
And I talked to him before the game today, and he told me he was out in the outfield tracking fly balls. He's never played in a big league stadium, which it can be different with the third deck. It's different when it comes to tracking balls out there.
Indeed it is. Bybee misses outside to Kerry Carpenter. We talk about reinvention, and you see DeLauder upset out to start his big league career. Yesterday, a first inning error in right field by Jonathan Rodriguez. Led to an unearned run scored by Detroit. Both runs yesterday unearned. This was DeLauder before the game. Angel Martinez, who was their starting center fielder yesterday, among those trying to help him. Not the easiest day to break in with the sun and the wind. Carpenter pops it up over by the third base seats, and that breeze helped push it just out of play. They left the bat. It looked like it would stay in play. Jose Ramirez would have a chance. And that wind is coming straight in from right field and pushed that ball out of play.
Yeah, not only that, a left-handed hitter ball, fly ball to left, it's going to go more into the seats. If you're righty, it comes back a little bit. Seems like the Tigers are getting all the little breaks here on the early going. That wind is heavy blowing in, too.
It was Carpenter who scored that unearned run in the first inning yesterday after he singled, took second on the error, and scored on a 2-out single by Torkelson, who's on deck. The ball down and in. And a good block by Bo Naylor, new catcher today for Cleveland. Austin Hedges was behind the plate yesterday. Stephen Vogt said we're going with our best hitting lineup today. Loaded with left-handed bats, as you'll see when they come up. And we take a look at their lineup. Their best hitters predominantly left-handed. Swing and a foul back to the screen by Carpenter.
Carpenter takes a ferocious swing. He gets in there and attacks. Doesn't matter what the count is. He's going to go really aggressive to the baseball.
The 2-2 pitch is a foul ball. Naylor disappointed he couldn't squeeze it. Adam Beck is the home plate umpire, leaning in to say something to Naylor. You see the rest of the umpiring crew. Vic Carapaz is the crew chief at second base. That's up and away. A.J. Hinch, the rarity of using the same lineup 2 days in a row. He said he likes the fact that Torkelson is a right-handed hitter between the lefties Carpenter and Riley Green. So if they do hit later in the game, you don't get a pocket where you have 3 batters batting from the same side of the plate. There's a breaking ball for strike 3. Curveball on the outside corner and a much-needed strikeout for Tanner Bybee for the first out of this game.
Really good pitch right there. 3-2 count. You're thinking fastball. He hasn't found his zone. Great at bat for Carpenter until this last pitch. Look at that hammer. Started right above his head. Came right back in the zone. Nothing you can do right there. Tip your cap.
Torkelson batting now. And he swings and misses at the cutter for strike 1. He drove in that first run of the game yesterday with a looping single in the left field. Two men on and 1 out. Meadows at second, Torres at first. Short lead for Meadows with Rocchio behind him. Swing and a miss and a high fastball.
And if you're Bobby right here, changing the eye levels, a big key for him. With that changeup and cutter. If you're getting swing and miss on that fastball up, you can manipulate down with the changeup.
Torkelson at 31 homers, a career high in the regular season. He lays off that high fastball. Bybee gave up 27 home runs. Tanner got better as the season went along. He's facing the Tigers for the 4th time this year, 12th time in his career. And each of his last 2 starts of the regular season were against the Tigers. He won both of them. Just the 2 earned runs allowed in those 12 innings. The 2-2 pitch. He struck him out. With a cutter, back-to-back strikeouts. We saw both pitching staffs yesterday pitch out of some difficulty, often by virtue of the strikeout.
And there it is. That cutter right there stayed up on a plane. What a beautiful pitch. Think about where they started here. First and second, one on an error and a hit. And next thing you know, back-to-back strikeouts.
Now Riley Green. It takes a change up just a little bit low. He drove in 111 runs in the regular season. Go along with 36 home runs. Bybee threw it past him.
Got a little zip on that fastball. 95-96. You've seen that a couple times. Guys are late. Little bit of a late life fastball to it. It gets on you. You think you're on it, and next thing you know, it's in the catcher's glove.
21st pitch of the inning for Bybee is a foul ball, and now he's 1 strike away from 3 straight strikeouts and getting out of his first and second and nobody out jam. The 1-2 pitch. Green didn't chase. He has been swinging at a lot of high fastballs, particularly over the second half of the season as the strikeouts have piled up. Meadows at second, reached on an infield single, stopped by the diving Rocchio. Gleyber Torres, the runner at first, reached on an error by the center fielder, struck him out. Changeup. Sigh of relief for Chase DeLauder. The error does not hurt. After an eventful first half inning here in Cleveland, the Tigers nothing. The Guardians coming up. Here's a look at Stephen Vogt's lineup. 6 left-handed batters, 2 switch hitters who will bat from the left side, at least to start the game against Casey Mize. Arias, the only right-handed hitter among the 9, getting the call at the start from Vogt. Jose Ramirez, good numbers against Mize. He has good numbers against a lot of pitchers. Casey's 28, has had an excellent year, 14-6, and he was an all-star for the first time.
Making his postseason debut right here. 4-seam fastball with a sinker. Equalizer is that splitter. Big-time game for him.
Greeted by Stephen Kwan, who takes the fastball for a strike. Kwan at .272 in the regular season. 0 for 4 yesterday. Slicing foul out of play. Again with the day game. A work day, a school day, less than capacity crowd, but looks like we might have a few more than we had here yesterday, when we had 26,186. About 8,000 below capacity. Fastball into the chin of Kwan.
We talk about a lot. Jose Ramirez is that guy for this team, but if Stephen Kwan is finding ways to get on base, have a little more traction, should be better off for these Guardian hitters.
Woo, another one up and in. And he is generally a tone setter, a table setter. Kwan and Ramirez, the veteran stalwarts on a team that struggles to score runs. Hit .226 in the regular season collectively, worst in franchise history. But they got here with pitching and defense. Cleveland actually finished the regular season with a negative run differential. They were outscored by 6 runs in the regular season, over 162. Foul ball. They were the first American League team to make the postseason, excluding the COVID playoff year of 2020, with a negative differential since the 1987 Minnesota Twins. It's unusual. He got jammed and popped it up. Zach McKinstry to catch.
Yeah, you see BB and Delata right there getting a good laugh just because they got out of it, of course. But again, that's what happens. Your pitcher has your back, a veteran guy who's been there for and understands things do happen. Let's go, big man. Pick it up just a little bit and he'll be just fine.
Well, he's in there for his bat.
Oh.
George Valera getting a start today. He came off the bench in a big spot yesterday as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning. He takes the ball low. That was after Jose Ramirez reached third base leading off on a single and a 2-base throwing error by Javier Baez. Then Valera struck out the first of the 3 outs in a row. They couldn't get that tying run in from third with nobody out. 2 balls and a strike now. Asked Stephen Vogt before the game why Valera in that spot. The hit for Jonathan Rodriguez. He said he has a little more pinch hitting experience than some others. He swings and misses at a high fastball.
Yeah, and he's been very good as a pinch hitter too, putting the ball in play, at least getting some knocks. This is their MO. He's pretty much said it. Anybody needs to be ready at any time.
Yeah, they use all 14 position players. It was interesting too. We mentioned it in the pregame. Detroit had 2 sacrifice bunts yesterday, including the game-winning RBI on a safety squeeze. They had only 5 sacrifice bunts all year. Only Baltimore had fewer in Major League Baseball. Cleveland had 28 sacrifice bunts, 0 yesterday. A ball low. Walking around town after the game, a lot of the Guardian fans were asking why didn't they try to punt Jose Ramirez in or punt in some of those other situations.
Postseason, man, anything is possible. You see the weirdest things. You see guys doing things they're not supposed to. It plays with you a little bit.
Mize' pitch is hit in the air to deep right center field. Back by the wall and George Valera, who got in only 16 games for Cleveland in the regular season and hit 2 home runs, has hit a 2-run homer to give the Guardians the lead.
411-foot shot to right center. This is the start that the Guardians needed. A good at bat, got the full count, drove one out of the park.
Is it a solo homer, pardon me, to give the Guardians the lead after Kwan popped out? What a thrill for Valera. Stephen Vogt said we need to hit or our season's going to end. They barely hit a hard hit ball yesterday. Off Skubal and Vest. And a pop up by Ramirez in on the infield grass, and now the wind taking into foul territory. McKinstry made the catch.
Yeah, we know the wind's blowing in from right field tremendously, but guess what? Valera said, so what? 4-seam fastball right above the letters. Look at him, watch. Look at the hands follow through in the eyes. Will tell you where the ball's going to go. Lean back on him right there. Valera, especially after the bat yesterday, coming through there. Yeah, look at me. Here they are, the Guardians. They're here to play.
Ball. His first career postseason home run. Kyle Manzardo, 1 for 4 yesterday. He had the only hit that went to the outfield. Slicing foul ball again out of play, helped push in that direction by the wind. That wind didn't do anything to the ball hit by Valera. That was smashed through that breeze coming in downtown. Manzardo took a ball down and in.
We know it's a solo home run, but at the same time, these fans have been waiting for this kind of electricity.
Swing and a miss. Manzardo hit 27 home runs in the regular season. What a thrill for Valera. Spent parts of 8 seasons in the minors before he got called up at the beginning of September. His second career postseason at bat, a solo home run. And now a full count for Mize with Manzardo, their cleanup hitter for much late year. There's a deep drive back in about the same spot and knocked down by the wind and caught. That's one on a different day that likely gets out of here. But caught at the wall by Parker Meadows. Valera, the home run. And a 1-0 lead for the Guardians after an inning here in Cleveland. George Valera, the home run. First extra base hit of this series for Cleveland. And a 1-0 lead for the Guardians after an inning. Tigers had a great chance to score in the top of the first, 2 men on and nobody out, but Tanner Bybee struck out 3 in a row. Carpenter, Torkelson, and Green. High pitch count for both pitchers in that first inning. Bybee threw 23, Mize 25. Tanner throws a breaking ball to Wencel Perez for strike 1. He got jammed and fouled it off. Perez dropped down one of those 2 sacrifice bunts for Detroit yesterday. Came in the 9th inning. He came up with runners at first and second and moved 2 men into scoring position. Fastball high. Good snare by Naylor behind the plate.
We talked about the Guardians not hitting. This Tigers team, they won the game yesterday, but again, another team that's not hitting very well.
That was a part of their poor finish. Won only 3 of their last 16 regular season games. They did squander the biggest division lead ever, but still made the postseason by virtue of the wild card. And A.J. Hinch said that's really all they cared about. Breaking ball fouled away. He was also asked during our meeting before the game today, he have to reintroduce the bunt sign to his team. They don't punt a lot, but he told them going into the game yesterday that the bunt was likely going to be a part of it.
Yeah, he visioned it actually before the game. Some things that were going to happen, and they actually did.
Yeah, his players verified his account of it. Swinging a foul ball. Of course, the run that ultimately won the game in the 4th inning was on a safety squeeze. Zach McKinstry dropped it down. He said McKinstry's our best bunter. That was in the 7th inning. Brought in Riley Green. Hit in the air. It's DeLauder again. Battling the sun, and a relatively easy catch that time. And a big cheer from the Guardians fans and his family.
What a relief, huh?
Oh boy.
Going back on the ball is a little easier than coming in, it looks like, in the crowd. Watching them.
Well, they're trying to encourage the young man. Prolonged cheer there. They know the situation. They know this is his major league debut. Mom, Melissa, Dad, Jason here. Dylan Dingler, the catcher, takes a strike. 0 for 4 yesterday with a couple of strikeouts. And sort of lost with, as well as Skubal pitched, how good Gavin Williams was as the Cleveland starter. Didn't give up an earned run in 6 innings. He struck out 8. Most days good enough to win. Foul tip for a strike. 0-2 on Dingler. Skubal was about as good as you can be. Stephen Vogt said, I'm not sure the 27 Yankees would have done much damage against Skubal yesterday.
Oh.
Chopper at the plate.
You know, his only blemish was really going back on that ground ball and not letting Gleyber Torres field it and throw the guy out at home. But when you're a competitor, you go after everything you can get and you try and make the play.
Now, that was on the play in the 4th inning. The only run that Cleveland scored. Tried to field a chopper behind the mound. Through the plate, too late to get Angel Martinez. Breaking ball missed. That was one of the many impressive things about day 1 of these playoffs yesterday. How much Skubal had left in the tank late. How about Garrett Crochet last night for the Red Sox?
Giving up the home run to Anthony Volpe and then coming back, I think 15 or 16 straight outs at Yankee Stadium.
Swing and a miss.
Bybee coming off the best 3-game stretch of his career. He told me that's in thanks to a mechanical adjustment on his cutter. We just saw him throw it for the put-away pitch there, but since September 12th, he's been throwing it harder, and hitters just unable to pick it up. He'll throw it mainly against lefties, but here today, a couple of righties with the put-away pitch on that cutter, Sean.
He's now struck out 4 of the last 5 after the difficulty to open the game. McKinstry took a ball down and away. There's Carl Willis, their terrific pitching coach, done such a great job with this young staff. Outstanding changeup. That's what Stephen Vogt talked about Bybee. Said these last 6 weeks he's really had a much better feel for that changeup. Using both of his fastballs to great effect. That fastball was hit on the left, and there was a nice play going a long way to his left to throw out McKinstry. We'll see the first major league at bat for Chase DeLauder. Eligible Capital One Rewards card holders, you can redeem your rewards for tickets to the MLB postseason on Capital One Entertainment. Visit CapitalOne.com/entertainment for more information. Bottom of the 2nd, 1-0 Cleveland. Bo Naylor fouled one away to the left, getting his first start of this wild card series. Hit 195 in the regular year, but that number was coming up late in the season with a couple of adjustments to his stance.
Yeah, definitely. He widened his stance big time, cut down so he could see the ball better and use that barrel to find some more line drives, and it's worked out really, really well for him.
Of course, Stephen Vogt, a former catcher, he said when you rely on your legs a lot in your swing, especially as a catcher, you big high leg kick. As the season goes along, that can get harder and harder because invariably the catcher's legs go to jelly as the season progresses. Naylor leading off, then Arias and DeLauder. Breaking ball down and in from Casey Mize, the former #1 overall pick in the Major League Baseball draft out of Auburn. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Naylor strikes out. Now bring up the only right-handed hitter in their starting lineup today. Gabriel Arias. He swings and misses at a high fastball at 96. And there's DeLauder on deck. About to have his first major league at bat. And it'll come in a postseason game.
The mindset of him on the on-deck circle. There's a lot going on inside his head, understandably.
One ball and 2 strikes. Arias drove in their only run yesterday with the second of their 2 infield singles with a walk in between. Little lob, and that is caught awkwardly by Torres. Sun and the breeze bothering even the infielder there. So here comes Chase DeLauder. His family capturing the moment. Many of these Guardian fans on their feet. They've been waiting for him for a while. He was their first-round pick in 2022. He swings and misses at a splitter for strike 1. And ever since he was drafted, he has battled injuries. Just 34 games at AAA Columbus this season. Went to spring training, but never really got on the field. Suffered a core muscle injury in early March. Then when he was working his way back, he had an injury to his hamate bone. But when he's healthy, he's a talented hitter, and they need one. The ball up and away. Stephen Vogt said we know it's a risk, but we've been taking risks all season long. A lot of the people around the park remaining on their feet for his first major league at bat. With a strikeout. No one won't, for at least for the moment. Apparently it was a foul ball.
He definitely got a piece of it. Let's see if it's caught. Oh yeah, that hits the dirt right there. Good call by home plate umpire in the back.
And he takes a 96-mile-an-hour fastball up and away. DeLauder played 3 years at James Madison University. Checks the swing, takes the ball outside. No swing, sends to Sherwater, the third base umpire. Now just about everybody on their feet here at Progressive Field. And he fought off a splitter. Already the 4th full count for Casey Mize as he works to his 7th batter of the afternoon.
See if he challenges him here with a fastball. Ball 4.
He missed outside. After barely staying alive on that foul tip, DeLauder reaches base in his first major league plate appearance. Just the 6th player ever to make his major league debut in a postseason game. The first since 2020. Swinging a foul ball out of play. C.J. Kafis getting his first start of this series. He came off the bench as a pinch hitter yesterday. Made the final out of the ball game on a pop up to the shortstop Baez against Will Vest. Fastball up and
in. Seems like these hitters are a little more comfortable. Understandably, you got Skubal on the mound, but now with Mize throwing, the swings have looked a lot better, and they're seeing better pitches to hit.
Swing and a miss there and a splitter. Well, both managers anticipated getting into the bullpens earlier today. And the pitch count is probably going to make that a reality, maybe even sooner than they thought. Hit down to first, a fair ball, and Torkelson makes the play to end the inning. DeLauder reached base in his first plate appearance. He's had an eventful 2 innings. Fernando Tatis Jr. and the Padres at Wrigley Field getting ready for Game 2 of that wild card series in the National League, 3 Eastern time on ABC. Padres trying to stave off elimination and force a deciding Game 3. Red Sox lead the Yankees 1-0. That series continues tonight at 6 on ESPN, followed by the Reds and the Dodgers. LA won last night. Here it's 1-0 Cleveland on a George Valera home run in the first. Tanner Bybee's retired 6 Tigers in a row. Javier Baez swings and misses for strike 1. He had 2 hits yesterday, one of the few hitters who actually kind of enjoyed Game 1.
2 opposite field singles.
Oh no.
Looked like he offered, and he did. Trying to bunt against the Bybee breaking ball.
Breaking out all the stops here. Ramirez playing way back at third. Had to have a perfect bunt to get down there to first base.
On the left side and handled by Ramirez. 1 out.
Chase DeLauder leaning on Stephen Kwan here early. This is them running out to the outfield moments ago. Yesterday, they spent time in the outfield talking about all the unique people in this ballpark, also the sight line. Sean, one of the things that's unique about this ballpark, how do you play the ball off the wall in left center? All of those were conversations had between the 2 of them yesterday.
It's certainly a lot on the plate. Chase DeLauder. Strike 1 to Parker Meadows, who reached on an infield single, hit a hard ground ball on the right side that was stopped by Brian Rocchio. That's when Torres fought with that fly ball to center that DeLauder dropped, but Bybee's retired everybody since, including Meadows this time around on the bouncing ball to second.
And he's getting a lot of ground balls too, so that means he's staying down in the zone. He's working that cutter really well and throwing that changeup when he has to. And the fastball has always been there, just a matter of location and command.
Eight in a row retired by Bybee. Torres ends that streak with a smash into the gap in left center, cut off by Kwan. Then it's a single with 2 outs for Torres, the second hit for Detroit, both of them singles.
Yeah, second time around too. He saw the cutter first pitch last time. Might as well go and sit on it next at bat here and take your chances. And he got the pitch he hit, and he drove it to left center.
Torres had 4 stolen bases during the regular season, was thrown out once. Here's Kerry Carpenter, the DH. And that one gets away from Naylor. And down to second goes Torres on a wild pitch.
It looks like your cutter got spiked into the ground. You'd like to see Naylor drop both knees down there and try and block it, but when you're on one knee, makes it a little harder. Kind of swipe through it.
Often the subject of debate about whether that's the best technique or not. Popped up on the left side. Again, the wind whipping it way over toward the edge of the seats, but it stayed in play for Ramirez with a short commute into the Guardian dugout on the third base side. Middle of the third here in windy Cleveland. The Guardians trying to stave off elimination, lead 1-0. Your team, your players, your postseason. Follow all the postseason action. Download the MLB app, the #1 app for live baseball. Live baseball today here on ESPN from Cleveland. Guardians leading 1-0. Game 2 of this best of 3. Detroit won yesterday 2-1. Trying to win and advance to the division series. The winner of this series will take on Seattle. Ryan Rocchio hits a high fly ball to right. Perez shielded the sun for a moment and made the catch. There aren't going to be too many easy chances today. The ball's hit in the air with this bright sunshine and the breeze gusting now up to 21 miles per hour.
You see Wenzel Perez there turning his whole body towards the foul line there in right field, but keeping his eyes shielded away from the sun.
Casey Mize has allowed just 2 base runners one time through the batting order. He threw ball 1 to Stephen Kwan, who led off the Guardians first with a pop out. Now a line drive slicing foul. Big turnaround for Mize, 14-6 this year, as we mentioned earlier, after he was left off their postseason roster a year ago.
Yeah, this guy, he's a perfectionist. He's a guy that wants to do everything right. A.J. Hinch told us even if he has a good outing, he's always pinpointing the 1 or 2 things that he could have done better. Sign of a winner right there.
He induces a pop-up. Baez waves off the outfielders. 2 outs. And here comes George Valera. His second postseason game, his second postseason at bat. A home run for the only run of the game so far.
Jolted some excitement in these Guardian fans. Something that they definitely needed.
Lines that one to left, but it stays in the air for Riley Green. A 6-pitch inning for Mize, who really needed a low pitch inning. He had thrown 47 entering.
Cleveland joined now by Guardians manager Stephen Vogt. Stephen, after your rookie Chase DeLauder makes an error in the first inning, what have you thought about the way he's responded?
Yeah, it's great to see him make another play. The win today is really tough. You've seen on both sides, guys are running for the ball last second. There's been a few balls that have been hit by both sides that maybe could have been homers. So the wind, the sun, everything's a factor. But man, what a pro at bat in his first time up there.
What has stood out to you about the way Tanner Bybee has attacked hitters?
I mean, he got us out of that jam in the first. He put us on his shoulders, but he's got everything working. He's got to continue to just keep making pitches and use the defense behind him.
Thank you. Sean?
All right, Taylor, thank you. Bybee pitching very well. He's given up only 2 hits through 3 innings. Got out of the first and second nobody out jam. Created in part by the error made by DeLauder. Torkelson fouled one off his foot. A lot of people think, wow, this young man hasn't played in a major league game and now you're putting him into a playoff game. But Stephen Vogt said as soon as DeLauder was ready to go, he was going to be here. They've been waiting for this for a while. It's just been the injuries that have prevented him from being a big leaguer. Yeah,
and it's an opportunity. You think about him, he's a right fielder too, playing center field at a big league stadium. Has never seen a triple deck before. His balls are coming off different, everything, and that's what early work is for. I think he'd take this opportunity every day of the week.
The 0-2 pitch fouled off the end of the bat. And for a team that specialized, as he says, Vogt says, in run prevention, it is a bit of a shaky outfield situation. DeLauder new, battling the conditions, playing out of position. Valera not regarded to be a very good defensive outfielder in right. Matter of fact, Vogt told us this morning Daniel Schneemann and Petey Halpin are their best defensive outfielders, and other than Kwan, and neither one of them is out there today. They're going for offense in this elimination game. 1-2 pitch just missed.
Yeah, Stephen Vogt, as a manager, as a player, he's the same guy, happy-go-lucky. You can see the excitement on him every time you talk to him. They lost 2-1 yesterday. Comes in today, understanding this team's been there before.
Swing and a miss. The cutter to take a little off, and Torkelson strikes out for the second time.
Back to that cutter. Pitch that he found back in September versus the White Sox. Just a little baby cut that gets you out in front underneath the ball.
Bybee, a Southern Californian, induces a foul ball from Riley Green. Tanner pitched 4 years at Cal State Fullerton. Broke into the big leagues in 2023. Had an excellent year when 10-4, an ERA of under 3. Finished second in the Rookie of the Year, balloting the American League to Gunnar Henderson, the shortstop Baltimore, who won it unanimously. Another good year last year, 12 wins. He signed a contract extension this March, and some think perhaps his struggles at the beginning of the year were in part due to trying to prove he was worthy of the big extension. Good changeup there, and he's ahead of Green.
And some guys usually think to get that contract, they kind of ease off the pedal a little bit. He wanted more, and you know, for a guy like this, less is more. He's been dominant throughout his whole career. Overthinking just a little bit.
Oh! Fastball just outside.
You see him shaking his head up and down in a positive way. He knows, he's like, all right, I'll take that one. That's fine. He's been living around his own this whole game, getting a lot of swing and miss.
Bounce that one out in front of the plate. And Green has battled to a full count. Riley's had an historic season. 31 doubles, 36 homers, 111 runs batted in the regular year. The only other player to reach that in Tiger history in his age 24 younger season. Hank Greenberg, one of the great players in the history of baseball. Green has another hit. It short hopped Valera and got past him. Green's going to try for 2, and he got there. Scored a double. It certainly wasn't an easy play for Valera. But if he's able to field it on that tricky hop, it's a single for Green.
Now, as you see here, he's playing way back in right field. A ball hit like that, it was knuckling at him a little bit. He looked to go for the dive, was just in between. And as an outfielder, when you're in between, you got to find a way to knock the ball down. Couldn't, and now he's on second base.
And the outfield defense a concern. We've seen a couple of examples why for Cleveland so far today. Perez fouled one out of play to the left.
It's postseason. Everything gets exploited. We talk about it. You put somebody in center field who's not played there before. Back-to-back days in right field, 2 miscues.
What do they say? The ball finds you.
It definitely does.
Perez hit it hard on the ground. Bobbled for just a moment by Kafis, but he makes the play. On the third goes Green with 2 outs. In the fourth, Cleveland leading 1-0 on a home run by Valera in the first inning.
There was a guy coming into this series right here. It's Dylan Dingler that they're looking for a little spark. They know about how good his defense is. They know he can hit the ball. He's just been a little late on fastballs and underneath on the off speed.
He's had a very good year. A.J. Hinch said a terrific leader, great game caller. All the mechanics you'd want from a catcher, and the hitting's been a little bit better than they thought overall. He takes the strike on the outside corner. Tying run at third for Detroit. That one just a little bit high. As you might expect in a 2-1 game yesterday, both teams struggled with runners in scoring position. Detroit went 1 for 8. Cleveland 1 for 7. Bybee's 1-1 pitch. Outstanding outside corner, knee high. He got out of the first inning jam with 3 straight strikeouts. Trying to strike out Dingler, who wouldn't chase the pitch well off the plate. Dingler, the former Ohio State Buckeye, now playing his home games in Michigan. Popped up. And out of play.
You see Valero way out there in right field. You see the wind is blowing in. He's playing really far back, especially with a right-handed hitter up. Anything short's going to be a base hit. You got Rocchio playing closer to second base. So if I was him, I'd come in just a little bit understanding, knowing that he's not played there too often.
Maybe with his 66th pitch here in the 4th inning. And it's a chopper foul. Dingler from just down the road, Massillon, Ohio. Jackson High School. Helped lead Jackson to state championships in both basketball and baseball in his senior year, then went on to Ohio State. He was a high school teammate and best friend to Kyle Nicholas. Terrific young pitcher now for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Bybee having a tough time putting Dillon away. And Dingler's worked it to a full count.
Good adjustment there. A couple cutters and some breaking pitches all on the outer half. So he's definitely looking out over here.
The payoff pitch, ball 4, and Dingler's aboard, and Detroit has runners at the corners with 2 outs, down 1-0 in the 4th. And Carl Willis goes to the mound.
And here's the adjustment made here by Bo Naylor behind the plate. Great move towards the ball, knowing that when that curveball comes, it's going to hit the dirt and ricochet back towards him, not away. Could turn out to be a big part of this game. Every run is crucial.
So McKinstry will hit next after an 8-pitch at bat. Bybee and Dingler. Pitch count piling up. Stephen Vogt said he will ride Bybee deep into the game, even in elimination games. Sometimes managers are quick to go to the bullpen quicker when facing elimination, but Vogt said they're going to ride Bybee until it's obvious he needs to come out. He goes deep into games, pitched 182 in the 3rd innings in the regular season, 9th in the American League. Facing McKinstry in a big spot, and the backdoor curveball missed.
Stephen Vogt talked about his changeup. If he's not throwing it as much and it's not working very well, that's the time to decide whether they need to keep it. He hasn't thrown it. It's been that cutter breaking ball most of the time, especially during this inning.
McKinstry grounded out his first time up. Green at third, Dingler at first. That's a better backdoor curveball for a strike. Joey Cora, the third base coach, reminding the runners there are 2 outs. Cora and his brother Alex with both chances to advance with a win today to the division series. The ball high. The Tigers 0 for 5 with men in scoring position already today. And now 1 for 13 in the series. The called strike on another curve. The 2-2 pitch. Changeup drifted away. So Dingler will be off from first with the payoff pitch. Javier Baez is on deck for the Tigers. Fourth full count for Bybee, second of the inning. Dingler runs. The pitch is low. Back-to-back walks to load the bases. Green at third, Dingler now at second, and McKinstry aboard at first.
Yeah, and he's gotten away from that fastball, which he's gotten a lot of swing and miss to these Tiger hitters. Let's see what he starts off. Javi got him swinging and missing on those breaking balls last at bat. Huge part of the game.
Baez grounded to third his first time up. Stays with the off-speed pitch. Nipped the bottom of the strike zone with a cutter. Hit hard up the middle and a base hit. Green has scored. Dingler's coming around. The throw goes to third. Safe. McKinstry safe there. Baez winds up at second base. And the Tigers take a 2-1 lead.
Javi Baez doing what he does best. Gets a pitch you've seen a couple times now. Fastball right over the heart of the plate, drives it right back up the middle. Not trying to do too much here. Bases loaded, a couple walks will get him. 2 runs scored, and what great base running by the Tigers, getting second and third base.
Stephen Vogt came out to chat with the umpires. I think they're challenging that play there. Was McKinstry safe? Or was he tagged out? He was called safe. Look at the replay review powered by Zoom. Vic Carapazza is the crew chief.
Looks like he gets him on the shoulder, but was his right hand in there before that? Beautiful view over there. Back at the center. Maybe this one will tell us.
Well, I guess the question is his right hand on the bag because it's reached the bag.
Got him on the helmet there.
Wow, that's tough.
Yeah. I think he does get the helmet before that right hand gets in. Look at the right hand. It misses the base. But the left hand, too. Hey.
I can't see enough to overturn this.
It's a close play nonetheless.
Of course, then the issue would become, did the second run score if they called this an out? Did the second run cross the plate before the out? Let's figure this part of it out first. Yesterday, when there was an overturn call, the crowd knew it immediately. Today, just kind of half-hearted in their reactions. I think they think this is going to stand. Here's the announcement, we believe. Carapazza going to the microphone. So far, just nodding in agreement with whoever's talking into his ear.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner. Also, the second run does not count. Cleveland retains.
Well, here's the tag, and deemed that it happened just before the second run crossed the plate. What a huge turn of events.
Welcome back here to Cleveland, joined now by Tigers manager A.J. Hinch. Second time through the order against Bybee. What stood out?
Well, we made him work. You know, we had runners on almost every inning. We just haven't been able to catch him in. Javi gets a big hit. They come up with a play to keep us to scoring to just one, but it was the amount of pitches we made him throw that helped us.
Casey Mize is rolling here, but I know you love matchups against the Guardians. How do you balance the two?
Yeah, it's all hands on deck, you know, and obviously we're watching what we see. We also know we have a bullpen ready to go because of what Tarek did yesterday. So we'll be aggressive on both sides with letting Casey run while he's doing well, but also be alert that we have a full pen.
Thank you. Sean?
So we thought Mize was going to be pitching with the lead. Instead, it's the 1-1 tie after the overturn. We are reaching out to the Major League Baseball Replay Operations Center to try to ascertain what exactly it was they saw to overturn the call and have McKinstry call out to end the inning just before the second run crossed the plate. So it's a single for Baez and 1 RBI. That one's pulled foul by Jose Ramirez. And an outfield assist for Chase DeLauder, the center fielder playing his first Major League game. So things have improved significantly defensively for him. Line foul down the left field line. Ramirez popped out to the third baseman his first time up.
You think about the different scenarios in that whole last half inning. There was a lot going on, a lot to break down. A lot of different pieces. You got a guy thrown out at third. You got Dylan Dingler hustling home. Didn't beat the throw when the guy was called out. DeLauder with his first outfield assist. This game's turning into be a little crazy. We like this.
Playoff baseball. We've seen some wackiness in both of these games. Ramirez takes ball 4 outside, especially in what's likely to be a low-scoring game and series. Every one of these developments is key. Our producer Scott Matthews has spoken with the Replay Operations Center. They said they saw definitively that the tag was on the helmet of McKinstry by Ramirez before either hand was on the bag.
From that view right there, I have a feeling I agree with him. I think it hit the hat, hit the helmet. Both hands were not on there. You know, unfortunate for the Tigers, they didn't get the second run.
And Mize is coming out of the game after just 62 pitches. 1-1 the score. We're in the 4th inning in downtown. Well, lots of developments here in Game 2 of this wild card series, including Casey Mize, who has come out of the game after just 62 pitches, 3 innings plus a leadoff walk to Ramirez. Tyler Holton is in. A.J. Hinch said he did expect to get to the lefty to try to make life difficult for this almost all left-handed hitting Cleveland lineup, including Manzardo. There's the pitch usage for Holton. Does everybody throw 5 or 6 pitches now?
They do. Especially, I mean, you got guys like you, Darvish, who has 11 pitches. You got to be ready for every single one. Tyler Holton, left-hander. He's going to throw a lot more sliders to lefties, cutters to right-handers.
Left-handers hit just 186 against him in the regular season. He throws a knee-high strike. Manzardo fly to center his first time up today to end the first inning. Hit to the shortstop, Baez. He stepped on second and throws to first for the double play.
Ace has all the power you need to get the job done right. With the best power brands all under one roof, like Steel, Ego, Milwaukee, and Toro. With free assembly and delivery or ready for pickup in just 15 minutes.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Just what A.J. Hinch hoped for when he brought in Tyler Holton, the 29-year-old lefty who just threw ball 1 to Bo Naylor, who struck out against Mize. Off the mask of the catcher Dingler. So Mize out, even though he gave up just 1 hit. There was the home run to the Lara in the first inning.
Yeah, you don't want to question A.J. Hinch. He knows and understands his team. 62 pitches. You would like to see him go a little bit longer to see if he can make it through.
Nifty pitch on the outside corner. Well, one of the things that A.J. Hinch told us about Mize before the game is he used to be a guy who might preserve a little bit to get deeper in the game, throw 105 pitches. He said he told him, I want between 70 and 90 all effort pitches from you today. He didn't get quite to 70, but I'm surprised he's out this early.
Yeah, I think it's all about matchups and knowing A.J. and knowing how he goes through it. He's
hit on the ground on the left, a long way to go for McKinstry, and a nice play. Good stretch by Torkelson. And that's all for Cleveland in the 4th. 1-1 the score on a beautiful October 18 Florida State. All those games on the all-new ESPN app. Tanner Bybee off a 32 pitch 4th inning, and it would have been more than that if they didn't get the overturned call at third base. Facing the top of the order, Parker Meadows has had an infield hit and he's grounded out. Gleyber Torres, Kerry Carpenter scheduled to follow. There's a pop fly to Kwan in left. Eric Sabrowski, a lefty's warming up in the Guardians bullpen. So it's possible Stephen Vogt won't go too much deeper with Bybee. Torres has been on base twice. He reached on the drop fly ball by DeLauder in center in the first. Single to left in the third. Swings and misses here.
And that was a good pitch. That was the first time that cutter's been thrown 86 miles an hour. Usually it's a lot firmer, closer to 90.
Oh, no.
Check swing by Torres. He doesn't chase many. Down to the strike zone. Just a 17% chase rate during the regular season. And that was second lowest in the major leagues. Behind only Juan Soto the Mets at 15.9%. The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. A pitch that might have been just outside. Bybee was certainly trying to help persuade Adam Beck with those quick steps off the mound.
Yeah, that's a good 0-2 pitch right there. Missed just by a little bit, but pitch you cannot take. 0-2 count, fastball in the outer half. Bybee gets a call.
I think Adam Beck, the home plate umpire, had a terrific day. Strike zone was a bit all over the place yesterday, but that strike zone box has pretty much upheld just about every verdict from Adam Beck so far today. Kerry Carpenter has struck out and popped out. In both instances, he came up with men on base. Line drive and a base hit into center field. So a 2-out base runner for Detroit here in the 5th inning in a 1-1 tie. Tigers leading the series 1-0 after a 2-1 win yesterday. If they win today, they'll advance to the division series. Torkelson has struck out twice. Up and in to Spencer. One of the great venues in Major League Baseball, Progressive Field. Recently underwent a couple of $100 million worth of renovations. They removed some seats. 2-0 to count. This is a fun place to watch a game and a fun place to play.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's good atmosphere, good fielding surface. Crowd's always into it. Beautiful views.
Oh.
Just a little bit high again. That strike zone box supporting the call by Adam Beck.
It's a big at bat here too, and for Bybee as well, with the Green coming up next. Might be his last batter he sees.
And again a little bit high. And it goes back to what we were talking about with the lineup. A.J. Hinch sometimes has Carpenter and Green back-to-back, but he put Torkelson in between. So you can't bring in a lefty and have him pitch to back-to-back left-handed Tiger hitters. That is going to do it for Bybee. So both starters gone for the end of the 5th inning. 87 pitches for Bybee. Eric Sabrowski will be the new pitcher for the Guardians when we come back to Cleveland. Eric Sabrowski out of the Cleveland bullpen in a 1-1 tie. In the 5th inning, he inherits 2 runners with 2 men out. First ball swinging, Riley Green lines it to center. All of a sudden, it's an easy casual catch for Chase DeLauder in center field. The DeLauder family loves it. For the second game in as many days, another tight one here in downtown Cleveland. Yesterday a 2-1 Detroit win. Today it's 1-1 as the Guardians bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. Gabriel Arias leading off. Popped out his first time up. That was against the starter Casey Mize, who faced just 12 total batters. Tyler Holden came in last inning. Made quick work of the Guardians. Inherited a runner and got a double play ball off the bat of Manzardo, and then got Naylor on a ground out. Mize went 3 innings plus 1 batter, allowed just 1 run on 1 hit. It was the Valera home run. Guardians have just 5 hits now in 13 innings in this series. Swing and a miss. Chased a bad ball. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. First strikeout for Holton. The MLB postseason continues with the division series that starts Saturday. Our friends at Fox and FS1 will cover the American League. The Blue Jays and Mariners awaiting their opponents, the wild card winners. TBS will have the National League. The Brewers and Phillies standing by to find out who will win these NL wildcard series. Chase DeLauder up for the second time as a big leaguer, and he fouled one away. He's had an eventful first major league game. Dropped a fly ball in the first inning. Didn't prove costly as Tanner Bybee struck out the next 3 batters. DeLauder thought he might have struck out in his first at bat in the second. Got behind in the count. Barely fouled off the pitch with 2 strikes, and then with his family watching, worked Mize for a walk on a 3-2. Takes the ball way outside.
1-2.
From Holton. C.J. Kafis, another left-handed hitter on deck.
A.J. Hinch understands we bring Holton in. He's got a lot of lefties he's going to face, so it's a technique that he's used all season long. He's a guy that's been a run stopper, and it's looking like it's working out in his plan.
Chopped foul. Stephen Vogt has 3 right-handed hitters and a switch hitter on his bench. The righties are Austin Hedges, John Kensey Noel, Jonathan Rodriguez, and the switch hitters Angel Martinez. Right now not taking out any of the left-handed bats against the lefty Holton, who induced a foul ball. And another good at bat for DeLauder. Seventh pitch of the at bat, and he'll be an 8th. They play him to pull in the infield. They play him to the opposite field in the outfield. You wonder how they have much of a scouting report given how little he's played even at the minor league level.
Yeah, and he's attacking. He's in attack mode too. Love to see it.
On the ground to second, down to a knee. Torres to Torkelson for the out.
I was asking Chase before the game, who was the first person you called when you found out you made the postseason roster? And it's the woman in the middle of your screen, his mom, Melissa. I said, were there tears? He said, no, it was shock because no one expected me to debut. He had not played in a minor league game since July 11, so his family caught completely off guard by this news, Sean.
He was in Arizona facing live pitching. They told him he was coming up here. Found out on Monday he was going to be activated during the off day. Stephen Vogt told me probably start game 2, but they weren't sure. It's interesting because Vogt told us he sends the lineup out the night before, texts it so guys know who's in the lineup and who's out. Chase said he didn't see that, and he's glad he didn't, as Taylor reported earlier, because he might not have slept last night.
Yeah,
Kafis, the hitter.
Yeah, you love every second about that, knowing, hey, I'm going to get a good night's sleep knowing I'm playing. I mean, this kid was talking about the Arizona Fall League, and now he's playing in the playoffs in Major League Baseball. Pretty cool story.
That's down the third base line and past the diving McKinstry. Played cleanly by Green to hold Kafis to an opposite field single. So just the second hit of the game and the 6th so far in the series. 5 of them singles. First hit given up by Holton comes from the 5th batter he's faced.
Just letting the ball travel, knowing there's a shift on 2, drove it to the left side.
Now Rocchio, first ball swinging. Skies one now to play to the right over the Detroit dugout. Rocchio fly to right in the 3rd inning. Hit 5 homers in the regular season, including the dramatic walk-off home run in extra innings here Sunday against the Rangers off the foul pole to give them a 9-8 win to send them off into the playoffs. Seemed like a fitting ending that it would end dramatically given the dramatic turnaround of their season.
Yeah, back-to-back walk-off wins to propel them to be champions in their division.
Yeah, they won Saturday on a walk-off hit by pitch. Strike inside corner. Not many of them put up impressive numbers, but it seems like every one of these Guardians, they call it guards ball. They find a way to contribute. Hit down to third. McKinstry to second for the force that ends the inning. 2 strong innings out of the bullpen for Holton. Still tied at 1-1. We're back in Cleveland. We're looking back at the biggest play of the game so far. Here's the throw to third.
When you're coming around that base, you're not supposed to look at the ball, and I think when Dingler saw it, he had to speed back up. And we've seen cases where guys are actually jogging home. He wasn't jogging home. He took a quick peek, and that cost him.
If you're just joining us, that was in the 4th inning. Cleveland had a 1-0 lead. Couple of men on with 2 outs for Javi Baez. He singled, actually with the bases loaded, thought he had driven into. Originally, McKinstry sliding in the third was called safe, but after a replay review, he was called out, and it was deemed that Dingler did not cross the plate with the second run before the tag. You saw those replay machines synced up. Clearly, he was well short of the plate. So just the 1 run scored. And DeLauder's assist ended the inning. So now it's 1-1 in the 6th, and Sabrowski still out there pitching to Wenzel Perez with a count of 3 balls and 1 strike. He's 0 for 2 in this game and 0 for 5 in the series. Bottom part of the order, Perez swings and misses. Sabrowski came on last inning, inherited a couple of runners, got Riley Green on 1 pitch on a line drive to center to end the inning. Native Canadian from Edmonton, Alberta, and a big Oilers fan, as you might expect. Up into the air, it's an adventure, and it's caught by Arias, the shortstop.
Yeah, and it's a good teaching moment, too. I know Joey Cora, the third base coach, preaches base running and little things. As you see, his eyes are watching where the ball is, and that split second right there is what turned into a 1-1 ball game. And a beautiful play by DeLauder, too, to understand I'm going to third base. There's no play at home to get the out.
Out by about 2 steps. So here's Dingler, who didn't cross the plate in time with what would have been the go-ahead run. He has struck out and walked. There was a 2-out walk. He worked from Bybee in the 4th inning. McKinstry followed with the walk that loaded the bases for Baez. Baez has been the best hitter in this series with 3 hits now. The pitch is high. Sabrowski missed all of 2020 because of COVID. The minor league season's canceled. Missed all of 2022 due to injury. Had an elbow problem. Broke into the big leagues last year, got into just 8 games, and now he's an important part of the Guards' bullpen. Those wind gusts are up to 30 miles per hour now coming in from center field. Sustained winds at 20 out of the north-northeast. A beautiful time of the year in this part of the country. Temperature 68 right now. And that's low. And for the second plate appearance, Dingler walks.
With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn all of your purchases into extraordinary trips. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
1-1 game. Detroit with a win will advance to the division series to take on Seattle. Zach McKinstry drove in the winning run 2-1 yesterday with a safety squeeze.
You don't hear it too often.
Do not, especially from the Tigers with 5 sacrifice bunts all regular season. Zach has grounded to third and walked. He was the guy tagged out on the helmet at third base. Took the run off the board after the replay review. Dingler at first and 1 out. The hits are 5-2 in favor of Detroit. Nice pitch by Sabrowski. Interesting too, talking to Stephen Vogt before the game today. He was asked about, did they think about challenging the play at first base yesterday when Noel never did get his foot or leg on the bag because it looked close. He said no, our replay people were sure that it was the right call, said it was 100%. He said, and also they never overturned the calls. So today they challenged and he got a huge overturn. So they do overturn it every now and then.
Every now and then, that's all. We'd love to have that conversation.
Here's the big Christmas. He's a big man, but unfortunately for him yesterday, not big enough to get anything on the bag on that key play. Although Vogt said people forgot he actually made a terrific diving play to get a glove on it. Keep it in the infield on the ricochet. McKinstry strikes out. The first K for Sabrowski.
And this is what he just geared back to, a couple fastballs. This one right over the heart of the plate, just a little bit up underneath the ball. Another good outing for him.
And with Javier Baez coming up, Stephen Vogt is going to summon the right-hander Hunter Gaddis. Another fun ball game here in the AL wild card in Cleveland. Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play the great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, go to playball.org and follow @playball on X,
Let's go,
Facebook,
Tigers! Let's go!
and Instagram. Sean McDonough, Todd Frazier, and Taylor McGregor, Progressive Field in Cleveland. Game 2 of this best-of-3 wild card series. Hunter Gaddis on, trying to keep this game a 1-1 tie in the 6th. Facing Javier Baez. With a runner at first and 2 down. The first one fouled away by Javier, who faced Gaddis yesterday and grounded to short. Like just about everybody who pitched yesterday, Gaddis did good work. Faced all 5 men he faced. He did give up that safety squeeze bunt by McKinstry, but the run was charged to Williams. Ground ball, base hit, another hit for Baez. His second today. He is now 4 for 6 in the series. And he really struggled over the second half of the season. All of a sudden, he's hit in 6 straight games, dating back to the end of the regular season.
Yeah, they were shifting me here too, and he found a way to get the ball into the hole in that 6 hole. His hands are working really well. That ball will find a hole when you're hot, and he is right now.
Oh. So here's Meadows with a chance to give the Tigers the lead. He had an infield hit to lead off the game. He's grounded out and flied out since. They're 1 for 7 today with runners in scoring position, 2 for 15 in the series. In the air to center, up into the sun in the breeze, and it's the Lauder making the catch. Stephen Kwan was nearby. The Lauder, his family, can manage a smile and a bunch of sighs of relief. Take a look at StatCast, powered by Google Cloud. And it's the home run by George Valera, the only round tripper hit by either team in this series. One of only 2 hits today for Cleveland. Traveled 411 feet into a stiff breeze that's still gusting in from right and right center. He'll hit second in this inning. Stephen Kwan leads off against Tyler Holton, who threw strike 1 at the knees. Kwan's had a quiet series, 0 for 6 with 2 pop-outs today. Little flare. Backpedaling to make the catch, McKinstry, the third baseman.
Just a little unbalanced, a little off kilter. Kwan is. It's a guy that usually swings at balls in the zone and drives them. Got to find a way to get him going as the leadoff.
It's 2 1/3 innings for Holton, and that is going to be it for him. Almost to his longest outing here, which was 2 2/3 here on July 4th. But that'll be it for the former Florida State All-American. And Kyle Finnegan will be summoned. Often works at the back end of the game. And is going to be used in this 1-1 game in the 6th. ESPN Bet Sportsbook. You think there'll be extra innings today? Yes, plus 210, no, minus 280. ESPN Bets Sportsbook for sports fans. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets. When you bet $10, sign up with the code Home Run to get started today. A.J. Hinch told us this morning he thought yesterday's game was going to extra innings when his team led 2-1, and Stephen Vogt had Jose Ramirez at third, nobody out in the bottom of the 9th. Well, the Guardians couldn't get him across. Here's Kyle Finnegan with the bases empty and 1 out in a tie game in the 6th.
Good.
And Daniel Schneemann is hitting. They had introduced Jonathan Rodriguez as the pinch hitter for Valera. So now that Finnegan's in, back to the bench for Schneemann. The 206 hitter with 12 bombs in the regular season did not play yesterday, first appearance of the series. And Finnegan hits a knee-high strike, 97 miles an hour.
Yeah, he was on the roster last year in the postseason, 0 for 7 in that Yankee series. Looking to get his first knock out of the way.
That's not the way to do it. Struck out on a bad pitch right in on his feet. So the pitching continues to be excellent. Finnegan was preceded by Holton, who pitched 2 1/3 score this innings, allowed just 1 hit. Mize allowed only 1 run on 1 hit in 3 innings. The starter, he threw 62 pitches. So here's Ramirez.
Getting Ramirez up with nobody on is not the way to go here for the Guardians, and I think that's the biggest reason, or one of, why they're not scoring runs. Their top guys are not getting on base at the right time to let the big guns do what they do best.
One of the things A.J. Hinch talked about, always wants to do whatever he can to prevent Ramirez being the guy who hurts his team. He also said he wants to do whatever he can to have Ramirez hit left-handed. Much better hitter from the right side, 322 in the regular season, just 267 from the left. 1-1 from Finnegan, sails up and away. He came over at the deadline. And he misses down and in with a splitter. 3-1. Should Ramirez extend the inning, Kyle Manzardo, left-handed batter, would hit next.
Ball 4.
Well, that's ball 4 low. So he was careful to make sure Ramirez doesn't put Cleveland on top again with 1 swing.
It's one of those things with the base open, their best hitter up, A.J. Hinch, explained to us that's one guy we don't want us to beat us. Don't want him to beat us. So for them, they'd rather face Manzardo.
You can put a charge into one even through the wind. He takes a strike just above the knees. Kyle has flied to center and grounded into a double play. Ramirez, a career high 44 stolen bases in the regular season. He bluffed hard. That pitch looked pretty good, but called the ball. Sandy Alomar Jr., the first base coach. What a terrific player he was for the artist then known as the Cleveland Indians. Grounded right to the first baseman Torkelson, and that ends the inning. After 6 in game 2 of this best-of-3 series, Detroit and Cleveland tied at 1. These best-of-3 wild card rounds continue tonight. 2 more game 2s. Red Sox and Dodgers with chances to advance to the division series with wins tonight. Red Sox, Yankees at 6, Reds, Dodgers at 9. After the pinch hitting, Chase DeLauter's over in right field now. Daniel Schneemann stayed in the game. He's in center field. As Todd mentioned earlier, DeLauter's played more right field in the minors than center, so probably relieved. Be in a more familiar position. Hunter Gaddis facing Gleyber Torres. 1-1 the count. Gleyber singled in the 3rd. He's 1 for 3. Reached on that drop fly ball by DeLauter. Back in the 1st inning. Upper deck, right side, 1 and 2. Torres, Carpenter, and Torkelson, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Detroit. Tigers have left 9 men on base today. Got at least 1 base runner in every inning except the 2nd. That one's in under the armpits of Torres, and apparently it grazed the jersey. Well, it's a hit by pitch, and the lead man on for the Tigers.
And this is not what you want. You had 2 strikes on him, grazed the jersey. 7th inning, you got your best hitters coming up.
Oh boy,
just got a piece too.
That's why you got to wear a baggy uniform top, I guess.
That's why I always did that. Never worked, but still tried. They would square me up. It wouldn't skim by.
Ball 1 drifts up and away to Carpenter. He singled to left his last time up. Tried to hold up on a slider down and in from Gaddis. Made 73 appearances in the regular season. Did a terrific job out of the Guards bullpen. 6th most appearances in the American League.
Gary Carpenter, he is looking to lift the ball and separate, and that's why you see him swing at that ball in the dirt a lot more.
It's a little dribbler foul. Started throwing the ball around, even though it was clearly called a foul ball by David Rackley. The first base umpire had him back behind the plate.
Yeah, they're playing it. No matter if it's foul or fair, you never know what's the call. But then this one right here. Hey, guys, look, heads up.
One-two pitch. Check swing at a changeup. No swing. Sets to Sherwater. pulled foul again. They do have a lefty warming up in the bullpen, Tim Herron. You mentioned A.J. hits a lot of times. Stephen Vogt makes moves to get him to take Carpenter out of the game. Didn't hit for Carpenter late in the game yesterday. 2 outs and the base is empty. Foul ball. We asked A.J. Hinch after the game about Jahmai Jones. He said no, the run expectancy was very low, so he didn't want to take Carpenter out then with a chance the game might go to extra innings and he might get back up there again. These matchups, these managers are always about the matchups. Changeup just missed. Carpenter 217 against left-handed pitchers and 3 home runs. He had 252 against righties. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit. On his way to third, Torres without a throw. Kerry Carpenter a big hit. And the Tigers have another chance with runners at the corners and nobody out.
Go for it.
Yeah, he's had a lot of awkward swings here, but he found a way to foul a couple off. Changeup out over the plate, reached out and just touched it with the shift. Found the hole. Great base running there by Gleyber Torres. And here come these Tigers again with a big opportunity here in the 7th.
Carl Willis, the pitching coach, to the mound. They'll stick with Gaddis with the right-handed batting Torkelson coming up. Herron's ready if summoned. So all kinds of chances today for Detroit. And at one point in the 4th inning, it looked like they had actually taken a 2-1 lead. They're 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position today. Cleveland has not had an at-bat with a runner in scoring position today.
And that's not going to help you win ball games. And I think that's the difference. Their guys aren't getting on base to give them the opportunities. The Tigers have had these chances. So the more they get, the better off they'll be. But they've been struggling too. So who's going to find a way to get this 1 run in?
Will it be Torkelson? He has struck out twice today. Once with 2 men on and 1 out back in the 1st inning. Gaddis throws one in the dirt, blocked by Bo Naylor. The importance now of those sound mechanics for the Guardians catcher with a runner at third base.
You got the infield playing halfway. So a hard hit ball, you might have a chance at home to get Torres.
Swing and a miss at a slider down and away. Palpable anxiety in the crowd here at Progressive Field in Cleveland. That one missed high. Good numbers for Torkelson against Gaddis. 4 for 9 in his career. All them singles. He popped it up. Looked like a hanger, and he got under it. Kwan calls off Arias to make the catch. No chance for the runners to try to advance. A big first out made by Torkelson.
That's a huge first out. Now, if you have an opportunity to get the 1 ground ball you need for the double play, looks like there'll be a pitch and change. And as we see this pitch here, cutter up.
Oh boy.
And that swing path is going up, and he knew it.
So now Herron will be summoned to pitch to the lefty Riley Green. He'll be up with 2 men on and 1 out, trying to break a 1-1 tie in the 7th inning. Game 2 of this wild card series from Cleveland. MLB Together is baseball's platform embodying the sport's commitment to philanthropic causes and mental wellness efforts. by teams, players, and the league. To learn more, please visit MLBtogether.com. Well, the maneuvering has really begun. Torres and Carpenter at the corners, 1 out in a 1-1 game in the 7th. And Jahmai Jones up to pinch hit for Riley Green against Tim Herron. The lefty appeared in 54 games in the regular season. Jones very good against left-handers, a 970 OPS. That one close but called a ball. Based on the pitch box on your screen, that's one of the few it seems Adam Beck has missed today. So they pinch hit for their leading home run and RBI man, Green. And Jones out ahead of an off-speed pitch.
And everybody in this lineup is able to be substituted for. A.J. Hinch just said that. And when the opportunity comes for Jahmai Jones to get it there's runners on, and here we go. 3 straight off-speed pitches.
Green hit just .218 against the lefties in the regular season. As AJ said yesterday, both of these managers will use all of their players. Breaking ball low. First appearance of this series for Jahmai Jones.
Herron hides the ball really well. Comes out really hot once he throws it.
That one looked a little bit low. Perhaps the calls have evened out here now for Herron and Jones. Jones had a big 2-out 2-run single against Boston on September 27th to send Detroit to the postseason. He strikes out here on a curveball. The Tigers 1 for 9 with men in scoring position. And now it's up to the switch hitter, Wencel Perez.
Well, this happened because the pitch before. He got the call, Herron did, on the one before to make it a 3-2 count. Anything low, now you got to swing at it. And Gaddis is fired up. He knows. Huge out.
And now Perez has had a quiet 2 days so far, 0 for 3 today. Late swing at a fastball. Now the play to the right into the upper deck. 1-1 the score in the 7th inning. Detroit with a win would advance to the ALDS against Seattle. Cleveland trying to force a game 3 here tomorrow. Tigers trying to avoid stranding 2 runners for the 4th straight inning.
Good spoil right there. Oh, 96 coming right inside.
Perez 1 for 6 in his career. Against the Indiana native, Tim Herron. He fouled away another.
That was the pitch right there. That's the one he saw, the fastball. I've seen 4 of them. Had an opportunity right there to get the pitch he liked, fouled it off. See if they try to change something up here on an 0-2 count.
Hit hard but foul. 5 straight foul balls. Perez in a long slump. Oh for 7 in this series, 5 for his last 55 over his last 15 games. Pulled that one well foul over the Guardians dugout. He's going to need a new bat. Herron started him with fastballs. He's thrown him nothing but strikes.
I don't know how many times you've seen this before. The bat boy gave him a bat. He said, no, that's not the one I wanted. So he had to go back in there and get a new piece of lumber. Maybe that's the one that he's going to square up.
Torres at third. Carpenter at first with 2 outs. The 0-2 pitch. He's struck out. Fastball. Tim Herron out of the bullpen to strike out. Jones and Perez and another Tigers threat. They've left 11 men on base. 7th inning stretch. Tigers and Guardians tied at 1. Andy Ibanez makes his first appearance of this series. He's in at third base. He'll hit in the number 5 spot in the Tigers batting order. McKinstry was the third baseman, has moved to left field after they hit for the left fielder Riley Green. It's still Kyle Finnegan on the mound for Cleveland. Can the Guardians get any offense? Just a little bit of offense. And they would have won yesterday and they'd be ahead today. Bo Naylor, late swing and a fly ball down the left field line. McKinstry in the foul ground makes a nice catch. Well, as we said, new position, the ball finds you right away. McKinstry just moved to the outfield. 6 of the 11 Tigers left on base have been left in scoring position. Meanwhile, the Guardians have had 5 base runners. They've had 2 hits after they had 4 yesterday, 3 of them that did not get out of the infield. They've had only 1 player touch second base today. That was Valera, who hit the home run in the first inning for their only run of this game. Arias takes the ball low. He has popped out and struck out. The pop out against the starter Casey Mize, the strikeout against Tyler Holton. Facing Kyle Finnegan now, the 3rd pitcher of the day for Detroit. He's had 1 plate appearance against each. Tiger Hurler late on that fastball.
You see the shadows creeping in here as the day moves forward. Pitcher's advantage, of course.
Well, right now the home plate umpire, the home plate area, for the most part in the sunshine. Pitcher in the background in the shadows. That's a fair ball over the third base bag. Throw to first, out. Torkelson managed to maintain contact. So McKinstry's first chance as an outfielder today was a hard running play in foul ground going from the sunlight into the shadows. And now Ibanez, his first chance, a very difficult play from behind the bag. Torkelson just did maintain contact for the out.
Yeah, that's just great footwork right there. You know when he's throwing from third base way back in the hole or on the line, the ball's going to fade away from you. Good footwork.
So 2 quick outs. Cleveland has now had 9 balls reach the outfield so far in this series. DeLauder did not swing, said Stu Sherwater. 15 2/3 innings on offense for Cleveland. 9 balls have made it to the outfield for either hits or outs. DeLauder, a leading line drive to center, and a running catch made by Parker Meadows. His family thought for a moment he might have his first big league hit. After 7, Tigers and Guardians tied at 1. They still believe in Cleveland. Why wouldn't they believe? Their belief tested early. Chase DeLauder dropped the fly ball in the first inning. His first chance as a major league player. Tanner Bybee got him out of that jam. George Valera gave Cleveland the lead with a home run in the first. His first postseason home run in his 2nd career game. Looked like the Tigers had the lead. McKinstry originally called safe at third, on a replay review called out. So 1 run scored on that play instead of 2. And the Tigers and Guardians are tied at 1. As we go to the 8th inning, Detroit trying to advance, and Cleveland trying to force a deciding game 3 here tomorrow. Jacob Junis, the 5th pitcher of the game for Stephen Vogt, facing Dylan Dingler. the number 7 hitter. 2.97 ERA for Junis. Over 57 appearances. He's quickly ahead of Dingler 0-2. Dingler's walked twice and struck out. Pulled the 0-2 pitch to Gabriel Arias at short. 1 out.
Junis, sinker slider guy. Right-hander's got to be ready for that. Hit the ball hard right at the shortstop. Makes an easy play. This is where you get into these late innings where you see the pressure mounting a little bit and you see who's going to find a way to drive somebody in or get the out. Pitchers have been dominant.
Here's McKinstry 0-for-2 with a walk. He takes a changeup for a strike. He drew that walk in the 4th inning to load the bases for Baez. At the time they were down 1-0. Javi singled in a left center. They thought 2 runs had scored, and McKinstry slid into third base and was called safe. But on a review, he was called out and was deemed a Dingler. The second runner who crossed the plate didn't cross before McKinstry was out.
1-2.
1-2 the count. The scorching Baez on deck. Check swing of the ball low. There's Baez, who has 4 hits in the 2 games. Cleveland, as the team, has 6 hits in 2 games.
It's a testament to that Tiger pitching, and you see it the whole year how these guys have been throwing. They've just been very good.
And drifts inside, another changeup. And McKinstry's aboard. So 1-out walk. Stephen Vogt's pitching's been great in both games. But another chance for Detroit. Runners in every inning now except the second. Quick throw to first. Good move by Junis. McKinstry back. He had 19 stolen bases in the regular season to lead the Tigers. They didn't steal many. 61 as a team. He was thrown out 5 times. They're a team that relies on the big hit, the big bat, the home run ball. Whereas the Guardians typically play small ball. Swing and a miss. The shadows becoming more problematic now, creeping out from behind the plate.
It's one of the few times we've seen Javi swing out of his shoes trying to drop one out there.
He's the man they want up there at the moment. One for 4 in his career against Junis. The runner goes. The ball's hit down to third. Ramirez, good strong throw to get Baez. And McKinstry's in the scoring position. Can they finally get another hit with a runner in scoring position? They're 1 for 11. Baez had the only hit. And that biggest play of the game back in the 4th inning.
If we take a view at this again, little cut slider piece right there, just right off the end. It's tough to see. It looks sunny, then it gets dark. Big opportunity coming up.
Well, in a critical spot, Stephen Vogt's going to hand the ball to his closer, who's been lights out for the last month. Been a frustrating day for the Tigers offense. Twice they've had 2 men on and nobody out, including to start the game. And Tanner Bybee struck out 3 in a row to get out of that jam. Tigers had 2 men on to start the 7th. Torkelson flied out, then Tim Herron came in to strike out the pinch hitter Jones and strike out Perez. So here's Cade Smith, their closer. inherits a runner at second. And 2 outs in a 1-1 game in the 8th inning. And he fired strike 1 to Parker Meadows.
This guy will challenge you with his fastball.
McKinstry would be the go-ahead run at second base. Meadows, an infield hit in the 1st inning. 1 for 7 in the series. Chance to be a hero, perhaps deliver a hit that sends them on to the next round. He's in a 1-2 hole. Smith was the American League reliever of the month of September, a big part of the reason why they were the best team in baseball in September to rally and win the division. He struck him out with a splitter. Detroit's left 12 men on base. They're 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position and 2 for 20 in the series.
No time like the present. They have to find a way to win this game. You bring in your closer to get the job done. On to the bottom of the 8th.
The telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
1-1 the score. Despite their futility offensively over 2 days, the Guardians now just one big hit away from forcing the game 3. Neither starter went 5 innings. Both bullpens terrific. And here's another new pitcher for Detroit. Their 4th, the big right-hander Troy Melton. Got into just 16 games in the regular season. He came up in July, pitching to C.J. Kafis, who has 1 of the Guardians' hits. They have only 2. Here's a good look at how difficult it is now for the hitters in the shadows. The mound in the bright sunshine, as is the background.
1-2.
Kafis singled in the 5th inning with 2 outs. Their only other hit was the home run by Valera that started the scoring in the 1st inning. They've had 3 other base runners on walks. Kafis did well to foul away a 99-mile-an-hour pitch.
Might see a little small ball here. If you get guys on base with these shadows, as a hitter, it's understanding that you can't see the ball that well. So anything off speed looks pretty firm. Just falls right off into the ground.
Down to first and gobbled up by Torkelson, to Melton covering for the out.
So hard for the Guardians to get that first runner on base. Just hasn't been there these games. Both these games. Totally different what happened during the regular season, especially in September when they played this Tiger team.
We've had the lead man only once today. That was on a leadoff walk to Jose Ramirez from Mize, the starter in the 4th. Mize was lifted right after that. And Manzardo followed by hitting into a double play. Brian Rocchio takes a borderline strike. And then he fouls one at the plate. Rocchio 0 for 2 today. He'll be followed by Stephen Kwan. Well hit ball to right. Way back and gone. Brian Rocchio has given Cleveland the lead. Just his second career postseason home run. He had only 5 in the regular season, but one of those was the dramatic walk-off winner here in the regular season finale on Sunday in a 9-8 win over Texas. Well, you had a feeling, Todd, that Detroit, squandering all these opportunities, was giving Cleveland the chance. And now if their pitcher, Cade Smith, can hold off Detroit in the 9th, we'll have a game 3 here tomorrow. Roggio's other postseason home run was in game 1 against the New York Yankees last year at Yankee Stadium. The ball outside to Kwan.
That was on an 0-2 pitch, 100-mile-per-hour fastball.
They have 3 hits, now they have 4. Stephen Kwan's first hit of the series. Into the right field corner, he's going to pull up at second base as it's played back in by Perez.
Yeah, if you get Kwan going too, this team is going to be hard to beat. But let's go back to the home run here. With the shadow, sunball, and then it's in there. Boom, fastball. Just tucked his hands in so perfect. And the noise right off the bat, you knew it had a chance. The wind wasn't holding that up. Again, fastball, center cut right down the plate. Roggio's got to be feeling really good. So these Guardians fans, they needed that. Only a couple hits today and 2 big home runs by Valero and Roggio.
He's a young man who was sent down to the minors in the middle of the season. They asked him to work on playing second base. He was their shortstop. He came back and improved their defense by being a very good second baseman. And now he's had a couple of clutch hits in the last few days. Both of them home runs. And that's the home run ball for that lucky fan. Now a chance for some insurance. Schneemann hits it hard in right field. That'll bring home Kwan. Schneemann into second. It's 3-1 Guardians.
Hitting is contagious. Once you get a taste and a smell of it, good things to happen. The home run, back-to-back doubles. And this is the Guardians team that we've known before.
They find a way. It isn't pretty, but it's usually right on time. That was the first at bat of this game with a runner in scoring position for the Guardians. Schneemann, a double to bring in Kwan. Back-to-back doubles. Both bullpens outstanding. In this instance, A.J. Hinch gave the ball to Melton in a tie game in the bottom of the 8th, and he has not gotten the job done. Giving up 3 extra base hits.
You got a base open here too. You want to keep this lead to 2 or less.
So here comes Hinch. With Ramirez coming back up. So the 24-year-old Melton departs. 3-1 Cleveland. We're in the 8th. The Cleveland Guardians have done almost nothing with the bats for 2 days. Brian Roggio, a 1-out solo homer here in the 8th inning to give Cleveland the lead. Then back-to-back doubles. Stephen Kwan brought home by Daniel Schneemann. It's 3-1 Guardians. They are 1 for 1 with runners in scoring position. Detroit is 1 for 12. So here's Brant Herter, the lefty, as Roggio basks in the glow. Ramirez, the scheduled hitter. 44 appearances now, including the regular season for Herder. Did not work yesterday. They intentionally walked Ramirez, as you might expect. They want to make him bat left-handed whenever they could. It wouldn't make sense to pitch him with a lefty. So he's at first, Schneemann at second, and Manzardo having a problem with the pitch count. Mark Manzardo, rather the hitter, as Herder is having trouble with the pitch count. We've seen that a couple of times through these playoffs. Dylan Dingler does call all the pitches. A.J. Hinch told us that before. Yep. The pitchers are not calling their own games. It's Dingler. How about those numbers? 16 innings. They had 1 extra base hit, 6 hits, 2 runs. They've matched the run total in this inning. Tripled the extra base hits. And had half as many hits as they had in 16 innings. That's Guard's ball.
Who doesn't love baseball?
You never know. You have to get great pitching to play the way they do, and they're getting it. They've gotten it throughout the second half of the season to make the improbable run from 15.5 games out to win the division. Biggest deficit overcome to win a division or league. Manzardo takes a strike. Left-handed hitters hit just 183 against Herder. Manzardo's 0 for 3. 3-1 Cleveland. Bottom of the 8th. If they win, there'll be a game 3 tomorrow. Waving, swing and a miss. A sweeping, breaking ball.
Yeah, sinker sweeper guy. He's more sweeper to left-handers. And again, with these shadows, it's hard to pick up with the lankiness of Herder on the mound.
Manzardo 0 for 1 in his career against Herder. Off the end of the bat to the second baseman. Torres throw to first. And Torkelson got there, almost got tangled up with Herder covering. So they get the out at first. The runners move up. Now 2 men in scoring position.
Torkelson went after the ball. One of those decisions, kind of lollygag over to first, but he knew how much time he really had. His foot, fortunate for the Tigers, landed right on the base. There could have been some problems again.
Here's Bo Naylor, 0 for 3 today. 0 for 4 in his career against this pitcher. Trying to knock in perhaps 2 more runs with a hit. He takes a strike on the inside corner. Herder, second-year pitcher, broke in last year. Late in the season. Pulled foul down the first base line. Looking ahead to the 9th inning. The Tigers will have Torres, Carpenter, and Torkelson due up. That's A.J. Hinch would want to get up there. Ibanez scheduled to hit 4th. The 0-2 pitch. Popped out of play behind home plate. Now the shadows really all over the place. How much more problematic does that make it for these fielders, whether they're in the shadows or the shade?
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal for the fielders. I just think as a hitter, you got to focus on one spot until you get to 2 strikes, and then it's good luck from there.
The 1-2 pitch is low and away. That shadow now almost all the way out to the mound. Once it gets past the mound, is that easier for the hitters, or is the fact that the background is so bright out behind second base?
Yeah, it's the background. That's the biggest issue.
And that's going to be a factor for a while. From 0-2 to 2-2. And he fouled it off his foot. At least Naylor's trying to convince the umpire he did. So far, no call of a foul ball. Nobody's made a call. Some of the Tigers are running off the field. Naylor's still at the home plate area. Neither umpire made a call. And here comes Vic Carapazza, the crew chief. And he's calling it a foul ball.
See, he got jammed. Almost definitely. Hit the top of the foot.
It definitely did. Thought for a moment Naylor might have been an excellent actor, but right off the top of his foot. So he's waging a tough at bat. 3-1 Cleveland. In the 8th inning, if they win, there's a deciding game 3 tomorrow. The 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air and right. Back by the wall. Perez. That one's gone. What has gotten into these Cleveland Guardians? Bo Naylor, a 3-run homer. And it's 6-1 Cleveland.
We've been talking about shadows. I don't think they care about them. They're unleashing here in the 8th inning.
First career postseason homer for Naylor. Arias hits a ground ball to second. He's thrown out by Torres. Well, what an amazing turn of events. Bo Naylor caps a 5-run inning. And the pitch down and away, he was able to get down there and pull it. And these big hits come from guys who haven't hit very much in the regular season. But they seem to time it right over and over again. 6-1 Guardians. We go to the 9th. They're trying to force a game full. Brian Rocchio now hit safely in the first 9 games of his postseason career. That's the club record, which he extended with a home run that gave him the lead. Back-to-back doubles by Kwan and Schneemann. Intentionally walked Ramirez. Bo Naylor, a 3-run homer. His first career postseason home run. He had been 4 for 25 in the postseason. Cade Smith, all of a sudden, working with a 5-run lead.
You're blown away. You've been watching this whole game, and no runs have been scored, and the next thing you know, all it takes is one.
Half-hearted swing by Gleyber Torres. He's quickly thrown out by Rocchio. Petey Halpin has come into play center field to improve their outfield defense. Schneemann has moved to right field, so DeLauter's major league debut has come to an end. Kerry Carpenter. So Todd Frazier, we talked so much about the struggling Cleveland bats, which have come to life. But this is a Detroit team that's scored 3 runs in the series so far. They have offensive issues as well.
Yeah, and it's with runners in scoring position. I think that's the biggest issue they have. The big opportunities they had. They could have put this game away early and actually later, too. Nobody out with 2 runners on, and they found a way not to get any runs.
The runners in every inning except the second. 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Chase DeLauter making his big league debut in a playoff game today. Going to be part of a win unless this turns around dramatically. High called strike on Carpenter. He's 2 for 4 and 3 for 8 in the series.
0-4.
And that's a ball outside. Last thing Smith wants to do with this big lead is walk a batter.
No need to nitpick right here. Up 5 runs. Fastball is your best pitch. Go right after the batter. See if he can hit it or not.
So here's Torkelson. He struck out with 2 men on in the first. That really set the tone for the day. They had 2 men on, nobody out. And Bybee struck out Carpenter, Torkelson, and Green, and the inning. Right down the middle for a called strike. 0-2 when the former #1 overall draft pick. And he just does foul one away. And it hit him on the left arm, and that stung Torkelson. And all of a sudden, 2 men are on base. Votes video people wanted to make sure it was a hit by pitch and not something to hit the bat.
Two-seamer got away there. Yeah, got him on the top of the arm wrist area. Man, never feels good.
He's going to stay in the game as he walks down to first. So here's Justin Henry Malloy. Hit .221 in the regular season in 52 games with 1 home run and 104 at bats. Another base runner or 2, and things are going to tighten up considerably for Cade Smith. Fastball outside. Smith wasn't particularly sharp yesterday either. Well, he wound up not being scored upon. The ball up and in. Matter of fact, he came in the 9th inning, hit a batter. Torkelson has hit him 2 days in a row, and walked Riley Green before he got out of another one of the jams from which the Guardians pitchers have escaped throughout this series. Not throwing strikes here right now. 18 pitches, just 9 strikes.
And if you're the batter right now, Malloy, you're sitting there waiting until he throws a strike. 3-0 count, maybe even 2 strikes. And being able to swing and hit with 2 strikes, that's plenty fine. It's an opportunity. Your run means nothing, but you need to get on base.
Carpenter at second. He walked. Torkelson was hit by a pitch. And now it's 3-0 with the pinch hitter Malloy. Taking all the way, it's a strike. Wencel Perez is on deck. Matt Festa, the only remaining right-handed pitcher in the Guardians bullpen, is warming up. Strike. It barely nipped the outside corner. 3-2 on Malloy. Swing and a pop up. They'll go out of play behind home plate. is the on-deck hitter's a switch hitter. Six to 1 Cleveland. With Detroit with 2 men on and 1 out here in the top of the 9th. And that is strike 3 call. Beautiful fastball on the knees.
Three straight balls. Takes a quick timeout, and here comes the heat. Right over the knees. Got most of the ball in that strike zone. Huge out.
And now trying to end the game. If he can retire Perez, who's 0 for 4. Last time up, he struck out with 2 men on against Herron. Now they're going to end the game by leaving 2 men on again. 1 ball and 1 strike. 5 of the previous 8 innings, the Tigers have stranded 2. 2 other innings, they've left 1 man on base. A pop up behind the plate. The breeze blowing in is going to help push that out of play. And now the Tigers are down to their final strike. Up and away from Smith. If Perez could extend it, Dylan Dingler would hit next. A.J. Hinch sticking with Perez. Only a couple of men on his bench. Trey Sweeney and Jake Rogers. Ground ball up the middle. Booted by Rocchio. Tried to field it with one hand and he kicked it. So an error on Rocchio. When it looked like it was going to be ball game over, Stephen Vogt raving about how great the middle infield defense has been over the second half run. When Rocchio came back and became their everyday second baseman. And now all of a sudden the tying run is in the on-deck circle. And Stephen Vogt's going to take out his closer, is he? No, he's going to leave him out there.
You saw Festa, it looked like he was going to throw to first base, got a little nonchalant, said, you know what, I'll flip this to second. Field the ball on his left side. You want to field that ball right in front and do the easy flip. Wouldn't be a Tigers Guardians game without a little theatrics here at the end.
The defense let them down yesterday. 2 big errors for Cleveland led to 2 unearned runs for Detroit in the Tigers' 2-1 win. Can Detroit capitalize again? Dingler the batter. He takes the ball down and away.
Yeah, and you got to think about the pitch count too here. They got a game tomorrow if they come out victorious. Their best guy at the end might not have him.
Dingler slices one foul. Carpenter, Torkelson, Perez, the base runners. Dingler's walked twice today. He's 0 for 2. Swings and misses at a fastball. It's a good point you make. Smith is their closer. He's pitched in both games, and this will be 31 pitches today. Would he be available tomorrow? Line drive. C.J. Kempfus, the first baseman. It was scary for the Guardians in the 9th inning. Smith, the wildness, Rocchio, the error, but even with all that, Detroit could not score. And winds up going 1 for 15 in the game with runners in scoring position. And the Cleveland bullpen winds up going 4 1/3 innings combined with no runs allowed, 2 hits, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Rocchio started the rally in the bottom of the 8th. DeLauder a winner in his major league debut. They find a way.
And that's it. They've been finding a way this whole time, this whole regular season. This team has been going, and guess what? They love playing with their backs against the wall. They did it last year against these Tigers. Down 2-1, came back, won in the 5-game series. Give it up to the pitching staff. Give it up to the hitters finally coming through. And what do you say about this Tigers team? They don't hit right now, and they're not finding ways to get guys in. Big day tomorrow coming up.
Here's Taylor McGregor.
Thank you. Here with Bo Naylor, a part of a huge 8th inning for this group. What was the key to finally getting the bats going?
They're just never quitting. I mean, we've been talking about it a lot as recent. Yeah, just continuing to stay aggressive, trying to get our swings off and, make something happen. And, in that inning we popped off, which was awesome.
What was your reaction when you saw Rocchio's ball leave the ballpark?
Oh, my God. I literally grabbed Hedgie by his jersey. I was just, ringing him back and forth. No, that was awesome. Classic Rocchio, for these moments. That's why he's our guy and why we have so much faith in him. But, yeah, super happy for him once again to be able to come through for the boys like that.
The pitching electric all day. I want to go to the 9th inning. When you go out there a couple times to visit Cade Smith, what are you telling him?
Yeah, I mean, just going out there trying to get a reset for him, slow the game down a bit, allow him to relax, find his footing, and just remind him we got him and he's got us, and we work together. So it's just another opportunity to be able to showcase that, allow him to have some time to recuperate and just get back to doing what we know that he can.
You guys were battling traffic all day on the bases. For you, what is the key in high leverage moments in the postseason to call a game?
I mean, it's just trusting the guy out on the mound and knowing that he trusts you, working with his strengths, and just trying to remain unpredictable.
Thank you. Sean?
Bo Naylor put the finishing touches on it. And you see the coaching staff. This is, a lot of times they go, they just roll the bats and balls out and play. The coaches talked about the change that Naylor made. They went to him. We want you to get rid of the leg kick and change your swing. He became a much better hitter over the second half of the year. Gavin Williams, they made a number of pitching changes in his delivery. He's been terrific down the stretch. Bybee they've worked with. This is a team that is constantly managed and coached, and it pays off. Yeah, it has. And you've seen it here. They win the close games. Even though yesterday they didn't come through, they found guys that are coming through, and they take chances. And Stephen Vogt, that's what he does. He takes chances, and you see what happens. Well, here's the man of the hour. He's hitting every game of his postseason career. Rocchio is standing by.
The man of the hour, indeed. Your 6th home run of the season comes at the right time. What was your mindset when you stepped into the batter's box?
In this moment, I'm trying to don't do much at the plate, just put the ball in play, get to the base, and let my teammates bring it to home.
What was it like going through the dugout after you hit that one out of the park?
Fire. I mean, these guys have every time they have energy every moment. That's cool to be part of this team.
Who was the one who told you to take the curtain call?
Can you repeat again, please?
The curtain call. Who told you to take that?
Everybody.
What does this crowd mean to you in these moments? Because I saw you really embracing it at that time.
I mean, last year this park was crazy. I know this crowd is amazing. So I love playing for Cleveland, and I love playing in this moment too.
Thank you. Congratulations. Sean?
And good for him for doing the interview in English. Interpreter standing by, native Venezuelan. He hit just .233 in the regular season and 5 home runs. But they find a way to do it. Final score, Cleveland 6, Detroit 1. Detroit left 15 men on base. They went 1 for 15 with runners in scoring position. Cleveland left 3, went 2 for 3 with runners in scoring position. It's not how many opportunities, it's what you do with them. We'll see you tomorrow for Game 3. For Todd and Taylor, Sean McDonough. So long.
There. God bless you. Double pro. I'm on this, I'm fairly new.
DJ Softy man, I'm how you be. Idiot no. Love what you give to me, it's sweet past you got cane. I not go like, you dey hide me past cocaine. See the way she just the wine, she the one pass up piano do. I swear to God, now she dey do me do. Comforty, give me love again. Give me love again. If you give me love again, I will never throw away. Comforty, give me love again. Give me love again. If you don't give me love again, you gon' make me go insane. Comforty, comforty, yeah. Yeah, comfort your mama no more so. Yeah, comforty reloki me. Yeah, I come go no be re-raisa. Yeah, comforty, comforty, yeah. Yeah, comfort your mama no more so. Yeah, comforty reloki me. My baby too fine, no, now so she dey beautiful. Anytime I see her face, you, I go just tell a fool. Now because of you, my guys, them they call me big fool. Big fool, man. See the way she soft to you, she be like foo. Comforty, give me love again. Give me love again. If you give me love again, I will never throw away. Comforty, give me love again. Give me love again. If you don't give me love again, you gon' make me go insane. Comforty, comforty, yeah. Yeah, comfort your mama no more so. Yeah, comforty reloki me. Yeah, I come go no be re-raisa. Yeah, comforty, comforty, yeah. Yeah, comfort your mama no more so. Yeah, comforty reloki me. Yeah, I come go no be re-raisa.
Double pro.
Yeah, God bless you know. I'm a listen, yeah. Double pull on the miss. Yeah. DJ Softy man, I see you. I'm a listen, yeah.
Как тяжко мертвецу среди людей, живым и страстным притворяться. Но надо в общество втираться, скрывая для карьеры лязг костей. Живые спят, мертвец встает из гроба, и в банк идет, и в суд идет, в сенат. Чем ночь белее, тем чернее злоба, и перья торжествующе скрипят. Мертвец весь день трудится над докладом, присутствие кончается, и вот нашептывает он, виляя задом, сенатор узкобрезный анекдот. Уж вечер мелкий дождь зашлепал грязью прохожих и дома и прочий вздор, а мертвеца к другому безобразию с крыши ощущений несет таксомотор. Как тяжко мертвецу среди
стоите на моем пути. Такая живая, такая красивая, но такая измученная. Говорите все печально, думаете о смерти, никого не любите и презираете свою красоту. Что ж, разве я обижу вас? О нет, ведь я не насильник, не обманщик и не гордец. Хотя много знаю, слишком много думаю с детства и слишком занят собой. Ведь я сочинитель, человек, называющий все по имени, отнимающий аромат у живого цветка. Сколько ни говорите о печальном, сколько ни размышляете о концах и началах, все же я смею думать, что вам только 15 лет. И потому я хотел бы, чтобы вы влюбились в простого человека, который любит землю и небо.